People are always asking me, how do you make your magnets for your question of the day? So I'm going to do a quick little tutorial here with these. I just went to Staples today getting ready for the school year, and I bought these magnetic sheets. They are 4 sheets, 8.5 by 11. It was a little over $10. When you take them out, they look like this. They're glossy, they're thick. It's a magnet sheet you can run through your printer. And I used to run them through my printer. The first year, I had every student's name on a document and I printed it out and it came out beautifully and I was able to cut them then. But then the students had no choice as to what they were called because I did this before school even started. They had no choice as to what color it was. It was pretty bland. So now what I do is I cut them out ahead of time. You take your sheet, and I have a handy dandy cutter here. It's Fiskars and it has this on the side. And you split it in half. So you run it under the cutter at 8.5, it would be 4 1/4. And you run it right through the cutter so that you've got 2 strips and then it turns into 4. I cut that in half and so I end up having 4 columns for each sheet. So you have 4 columns. Then what I do is I take this one and I split it into 1/2 inches. So this is what I do. I take one of these and I put it in here under 11, and then I cut it down to 10.5, and once it's there, I cut the strip. I only go once because I don't need to cut it off right now. I just need to make that little slit. And then I move it over for the next 1/2 inch. And I do this for the whole thing, and that results in 22, move it back. That results in 22 of these. So you can get 88 names for 1 sheet of paper. And this is great when you have multiple classes like I do. I have 67 students in ELA and then another 30 in homeroom. So this takes care of it, and it takes care of the extras. So I do all 4 sheets at the beginning of 1 year, then I keep them for the next couple of years. Sometimes I need more sheets. Maybe every 2 or 3 years I'll need more sheets. But $10 for the year is not bad. Once students write their own names on here in a Sharpie on the white side, what I do is I color code them on the right with a line of color for each class. So maybe my homeroom would be black, just a short black line here. And then my next class would be red, and my next class would be green, and my next class would be yellow. So that I know who's in what class. Sometimes if it's homeroom and another class, I will put both colors there. So that when I reorganize them at the end of the day or another student moves them over to the right side of the question, getting ready for a new question of the day, I can see who was in what class, who did not show up that day, who didn't answer the question, and so on. It's great for attendance, also getting to know the students, and we don't really even talk about the question unless it's something that we're studying for the day. So that's how I do my question of the day with magnetic strips.